Folks, Paramount Plus isn't just another streaming service. It's live sports, breaking news, and a mountain of entertainment all in one place. Stream live CBS sports like the NFL, March Madness, the Masters and Champions League, plus critically acclaimed original series like The Good Fight, The Stand, and Star Trek Picard. Paramount Plus starts streaming March 4th.
Lock the gate!
All right, let's do this. How are you, what the fuckers? What the fuck buddies? What the fuck nicks? What is happening? I'm Marc Maron. This is my podcast, WTF. Welcome to it. The 20th most listened to podcast in 2020, according to Edison tracking. What does that mean? What's real? What isn't? I'll take that number. I'll take it. After 12 years at this, to still be in the saddle like a galloping Buddha, getting mildly aggravated at many of the bumps and jostling, but trying to maintain an even keel. Is that me? Did I just describe some alien? I don't know, man. Today on the show, I talked to Melissa Leo, the greatest actress in the world. One of them, for sure. I don't like to give anyone the big titles because there's always many. But Melissa Leo is one of them. She won an Oscar, remember, for The Fighter, which is a movie I'll watch at least 3 or 4 times a year. And when it's on a plane, I'll watch it there, too. She did the movie Frozen River, which I just watched, and that got her an Oscar nomination. I did not see it or know about it when it came out, and it's a beautiful fucking movie and an amazing performance. She did TV shows like Homicide and Treme, and she's in this new movie, Body Brokers. All right, Body Brokers, which is great, directed by and written by this guy, John Schwab. And we're doing something we actually don't usually do this week. We're having 2 people on from the same movie, Melissa today and Michael K. Williams on Thursday, because this is an independent movie that definitely deserves attention because it's a dark story about a real thing. And also, Michael K. Williams, come on, man, it's fucking Omar from The Wire. What, are you kidding me? What, are you kidding me? There's a million reasons to have these people on. But this movie, Body Brokers, it's an interesting little zone that I don't think a lot of people know about, the racket of rehab and just how deep and dark that racket can get. I've got a buddy who works in the rehab industry, and he had to quit a couple of rehabs because of the corruption on how they, once it became part of the broader insurance umbrella, I think it was a requirement maybe during Obamacare to provide money for rehabs. There were dubious, devious, evil fucking people that just started running money through sick people. They started running money through junkies. They started paying junkies to relapse. They started, providing junkies with medical procedures they didn't need. They started, hijacking tests like piss tests and, taking that money, overcharging, just running billions of dollars through these very sick individuals who are, some of them, hopeless. That's the fucked up thing about addiction and about knowing about it and understanding it. If you've got the bug, it's one thing. But really knowing that most people don't recover from it and a good percentage of people die from it, and a lot of people just live with it. That, the percentage rate of people that actually get sober and stay sober is fucking painfully low. And the education of people in this country around addiction and alcoholism is still fairly unenlightened. But this movie is a window into the dark racket of exploitation and hustling insurance money through drug addicts and rehabs. And it's a jar. Like, I'm familiar with the world, having been in it as a patient and as somebody who is sober. So the language of the movie, was sort of close to home for me in some ways, but the movie is dark as fuck and satisfying. And this guy Schwab, who directed Body Brokers, he doesn't pull any punches, man. He lets that ending sit there. Like this, there's a lot of fucking movies with third act problems right now. Like, that's the biggest thing we got to deal with. A lot of people are without electricity. There's winter storm warnings everywhere. People are freezing to death in their chairs at home. And people are broke. The pandemic rages on. We don't know how we're going to bounce back, but let's just talk about the third act of some of these current motion pictures that are available now. What happened? What a fucking tragedy the third act of some of these movies are. I didn't know if I would. It's just like you get through, you lock into a movie, you get about 2/3 of the way in, and then they drop something. You're like, come on. How far do you want me to fucking suspend my disbelief to enjoy this movie? Now I know this is bullshit, and I can't even get back to where I was. And I just got to hope that the ending is satisfying enough for me to walk away thinking I didn't just waste half my life or a quarter of my life or maybe the last hour of my life watching this fucking thing, this shiny piece of garbage. Aside from that, movies I can recommend are this movie, The Body Brokers, Nomadland, which is a beautiful sort of meditation on grief and the great American disappointment. I liked The Father a lot with Anthony Hopkins, which was a unique twist in that you don't realize initially whose point of view the film is being shot from. And when you do, it's sort of jarring, but then you have to piece it together in sort of a wonderful way. It's a difficult movie, but it's beautifully handled. And I liked Judas and the Black Messiah. They do a great job, and it's a story that a lot of us don't know. I don't know how true they were to the story or if it's as historically accurate as it plays out to be, but it's an education, and it's a painful one, and it's a fucking beautifully shot movie, to be honest with you. What else? Of course, the Adam Curtis 6-part mindfuck that is I Can't Get You Out of My Head. And also I wanted to, kind of spread a little love to my friend Cliff Nesteroff, who has been on this show a couple times. He wrote the book, The Comedians. I'm a big fan of his writing. Nobody writes about comedy like Cliff Nesteroff. And he has a new book out. It's called We Had a Little Real Estate Problem, The Unheralded Story of Native Americans in Comedy. It's out now. You can get it wherever you get books. I have not read it. I'm looking forward to reading it. I've just been a little backed up on the books, man. But apparently Steve Martin likes it. Judd likes it. I thought Cliff's other book, Comedians, and all the stuff he used to write for the WFMU blog on comedy is stellar. The best stuff, the darkest stuff, the truest stuff. He gets in there. He looks into the dark portals of show business and pulls out the gems. I'm sorry that I didn't get to interview one of the original Native American stand-ups, Charlie Hill, before he passed away. It's a missed opportunity. I used to see him at the store. He was a good guy. But this book, Cliff's new book, We Had a Little Real Estate Problem, The Unheralded Story of Native Americans in Comedy, is out now. And I guarantee you it'll be something you know nothing about, and you will come away from it educated and engaged. And I'm saying that without reading it. Also, this movie, Body Broker, is something to see. I also want to say about Melissa Leo, in the interview, she clearly harbors bad feelings toward the people who didn't believe in her early on. And, this is an interesting thing about people. Or why say people? Why be general? This is an interesting thing about me and maybe you. Let me think this through a minute. Give me a second, all right? And let me just, kind of divert here and say that if you're having trouble meeting your goals or difficulty with relationships or trouble sleeping or you're feeling stressed or depressed, BetterHelp is available. BetterHelp offers secure online professional counselors who can listen and help. It's simple. You just fill out a questionnaire to help assess your specific needs, and BetterHelp will match you with your own licensed professional therapist. Then start communicating in under 48 hours. Log into your account anytime and send unlimited messages to your counselor. You can schedule weekly video or phone sessions, and everything you share is confidential. It's easy and free to change counselors if needed. So many people have been using BetterHelp. They're recruiting additional counselors in all 50 states. You've heard me say this before, but it's true, so it's worth saying again. It really helps to talk to someone. Trust me, it helps. I'm doing it now. WTF with Marc Maron is sponsored by BetterHelp, and our listeners get 10% off their first month of online therapy when they visit betterhelp.com/WTF. Visit betterhelp.com/WTF and join the over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced BetterHelp professional. Okay? All right. But as I was about to say about harboring bad feelings towards the people who didn't believe in you. Because this far along, I have, my success is fine. I enjoy my success. I'm happy I'm successful. I'm, not a household name. I'm not a huge star, but I earn a nice living. I have health coverage. I like my house. I have a certain amount of financial security because I've worked hard for a long time. But it didn't look like it was going to pan out. And there are certainly people from my life, without mentioning names, who I, even if it's little slights from back in the day, you remember them. This isn't like a troll or it's not like a major trauma, but it was just like, when you're either desperate or coming up or really trying your hardest to be a success at something, and people either dismiss you or stand in your way, just because they can, or they don't see it. I don't see it. It sticks with you. And it's like not an active grudge for me, but if you bring it up, it's sort of like, bringing up a divorce to to anybody, to some dude. Hey, you remember when you were divorced? Don't even why are you bringing that up? Like, some of it's very close to the surface, but they're just people where it's sort of like, I don't want to talk to that guy because it happened recently, There was somebody that was reaching out, to be on this show. And, and at the beginning of what we were doing here, this guy slighted us, and it was pretty quick, but it was loaded because of the tone and the dismissive nature of it, and it stuck. And there's no fucking way that we're going to have that person on this show. Why? Because, why can't we just be bigger? Well, isn't that something that you talk about? I guess I've talked about a lot of that stuff with people, but there's certain ones, there's certain tones, there's certain people, there's a certain way in which people trigger you or hurt you when you're really trying, and that just don't fucking go away. I don't care if you're Jesus. They just don't fucking go away. Again, it's not active. My brain's not on fire with it. I don't need to have to pray to have it removed or meditated away. It's not an active thought. But, once it's introduced into the soup, into the brain, into the juice, into the fucking gray matter, once that name or that moment is dropped in the slot, you just want to fucking fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. That's what you win. You drop that coin in the slot. Businesses have to be flexible lately, from working remotely to changing their business models for long-time survival and growth. Some performing arts companies are now entirely streaming online. Some major clothing companies are producing N95 masks. If you're in charge of hiring for your business, these changes have made your job even more challenging, especially if you have to hire for brand new roles. Thankfully, there's one place that you can always count on to make hiring faster and easier. ZipRecruiter.com/Marin. If you post a job on ZipRecruiter, it gets sent out to more than 100 top job boards with one click. Then ZipRecruiter's powerful technology finds people with the right skills and experience for your job and actively invites these people to apply. It's no wonder that 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/Marin. That's ZipRecruiter.com/MARON. Let ZipRecruiter take finding qualified candidates off your plate so you can focus on growing your business. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/Marin. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. Melissa Leo, I'm going to talk to her now. The new movie is The Body Brokers, and I highly recommend it. This is me talking to the amazing actress, Melissa Leo. Where are you?
I'm in New Orleans.
Really? How's it down there?
Well, it's hard to know truly because I'm down here working, so I'm primarily keeping myself very safe.
Yeah.
And it's a very interesting project, wonderful role for me. So,
Oh, yeah? What is it? Can't
well,
tell?
yeah, I don't know. Nobody told me I can tell or not tell.